Listen to me. Life ain't always gonna go your way. There will be days when everything feels like it's falling apart. There will be moments when your energy is gone, when your hope is low, and your dreams feel miles away. But I came here to tell you today, reset, refocus, and rise. When your GPS gets off track, what does it do? It recalculates. It doesn't shut down. It doesn't say, oh, forget it. It doesn't stop leading you. It resets. It says, oh, let's find another way. That's you. You may be lost right now. You may be tired. You may be angry. You may feel like giving up, but this is not where your story ends. This is where it resets. You've been focused on the wrong things too long. You've been focused on failure, on pain, on who left you, who didn't support you, what you didn't have. That's over. It's time to refocus. Refocus on what's in front of you. Refocus on your gift. Refocus on the grind. You weren't made to sit in failure. You were made to fight. You were made to win. And once you reset your mind and you refocus your heart, you rise. You rise out of the depression. You rise out of the excuses. You rise out of the mediocrity. You rise out of being average. You rise into the beast you were born to be. Because deep inside you, there's a version of you that this world hasn't even seen yet. A version of you that doesn't quit, doesn't fold, doesn't break. Stop crying about it. Stop staying stuck in it. Reset your thoughts. Refocus your energy and rise to your purpose. The clock is ticking. You don't get to hit pause on life. You get up and you keep going. No matter how many times life knocks you down, you better get back up. Reset, refocus, rise again and again and again until you become everything you were created to be. You're not done. You're not broken. You're not defeated. You're just one mindset shift away from the comeback of your life. Reset your mindset. That's the first step. That's the foundation. That's where everything starts. Because until you change the way you think, you'll keep repeating the same cycles, reliving the same failures, making the same excuses. You see, we're not stuck because of the world. We're stuck because of our minds. Our thoughts have power. They shape our beliefs, our actions, our habits. And if your mindset is broken, your life will be broken too. You can grind all day, but if your mind ain't right, it won't matter. Some of you are trapped. Not by your circumstance, but by the story. You keep telling yourself about those circumstances. You failed, so now you think you're a failure. You got rejected, so now you think you're not enough. Somebody walked out on you, and now you think you're unlovable. That's not the truth. That's a lie you've accepted. And I came here to tell you it's time to reset. Hit the mental reset button. Clear the junk, clear the doubt, clear the fear. Start fresh. You need a mental reboot. Because the thoughts that brought you here won't take you to the next level. You can't walk into your future carrying the mindset of your past. Some of you have a survival mindset when you need a conqueror's mindset. You're thinking small when you were born for greatness. You've been conditioned to play it safe, to settle, to shrink. But that's not your calling. That's not who you are. And you know it. Deep down, something in you is screaming for more. Something in you is tired of being average. Something in you is ready to break free. And the only way to do that is to reset how you think. You have to stop rehearsing the worst case scenario in your head. Stop waking up and expecting pain, expecting failure, expecting loss. Stop expecting the storm to come. Start expecting success. Start expecting favor. Start expecting to win. I'm not talking about pretending like life is perfect. I'm talking about taking control of your perspective. I'm talking about waking up and saying, I'm not my pain. I'm not my pain. I'm not my pain. I'm not what they said. I'm more. You got to be bold enough to challenge your own thoughts. Don't let your brain run wild. Don't let negativity be the loudest voice in your head. Sometimes you got to talk back. You got to wake up and say, today I'm in control. Today I'm not a victim. Today I believe in me. Because the truth is, you can't control everything, but you can control what you feed your mind. And if you keep feeding your mind trash, you'll keep living a life beneath your potential. Resetting your mindset is about interrupting the cycle. It's about saying, I've had enough complaining, enough blaming, enough blaming, enough waiting. It's time to take responsibility. It's time to rise above the noise. It's time to take the limits off. You got to start thinking like a champion. Champions don't dwell on mistakes. Champions don't cry about what didn't work. Champions reset fast. They bounce back. They adapt. They pivot. They grind because they know the game is mental. Your enemy isn't always out there. Sometimes your biggest enemy is the enemy. It's that voice in your head saying you can't. That voice whispering, you're not smart enough, strong enough, gifted enough. That voice lying to you. And here's the thing. If you don't silence that voice, it will sabotage your destiny. So you got to fight. You got to say, not today. I'm not listening to that voice anymore. I'm resetting my mindset. I'm aligning my thoughts with my purpose. And it won't happen overnight. It's a daily discipline. You got to train your mind the way athletes train their bodies. You don't go to the gym once and get results. You show up every day. You sweat. You push. You repeat. That's how your mind gets stronger. You read. You learn. You speak life over yourself. You surround yourself with people who challenge your thinking. You cut out toxic influences. You protect your mental environment because you can't grow greatness in a garden full of weeds. It's not about motivation. It's about reprogramming. Some of you were raised in dysfunction. You grew up hearing words that wounded you. You were surrounded by limitation. And now you've internalized that story. But that's not your story anymore. You get to rewrite it. You get to say, just because I started in pain doesn't mean I have to live in pain. Just because I was born into struggle doesn't mean I'm bound to struggle. The decision to stop believing the lies. The decision to stop feeding your insecurities. The decision to stop living like a prisoner when you were born to be free. You've got to look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm done playing small. I'm done running. I'm done running. I'm done high. Because the version of you that the world needs, the powerful you, the focused you, the disciplined you, is waiting on the other side of that reset. And when you reset your mindset, everything else begins to shift. Your habits shift, your energy shifts, your language shifts, your circle shifts, your future shifts, because a changed mind produces a changed life. And no, it won't be easy. You'll have to unlearn years of negative thinking. You'll have to fight old patterns, but I promise you, the fight is worth it. Because once your mind is free, you become unstoppable. This is your moment. This is your time. No more excuses, no more distractions. Reset your mindset. Align with your purpose. Show up for yourself. Speak life into your goals. Believe again. Dream again. Fight again. You've got what it takes. You've always had it. It's just been buried under doubt. But today you dig it up. Today you activate it. Today you own it. The world doesn't need another copy of someone else. The world needs you, your voice, your vision, your story. But that version of you only comes to life when you reset your mind. So take the first step. Shut down the lie. Reboot your thoughts. Reset the system. And then step boldly into the life you were born to live. Because once you reset your mindset, once you reclaim your mental power, there's no limit to what you can become. Let go to grow. That's the reality most people never want to face. We hold on so tightly to the betrayal, to the disappointment, to the fear, to the old version of ourselves that no longer serves us. And then we wonder why we feel stuck. We wonder why life feels so heavy, so heavy. We wonder why we keep hitting the same walls. But the truth is, you can't rise while you're carrying dead weight. You can't soar when you're dragging anchors from your past. If you want to grow, if you truly want to evolve into the version of yourself you keep dreaming about, then you have to first let go. Let go of the people who don't clap when you win. Let go of the environments that dim your light. Let go of the habits that drain your energy. You see, everything around you is either feeding your purpose or starving it. It's either pushing you closer to your destiny or pulling you away. And you've got to stop being loyal to what's killing your growth. Just because it's familiar doesn't mean it's healthy. Just because you carried it this long doesn't mean it's meant to stay. Some of you are holding on to guilt that doesn't belong to you anymore. You messed up, yes. You failed, yes. You hurt people, maybe. But what's the point of replaying it over and over in your mind? You don't grow from guilt. You grow from responsibility. You grow from reflection. You grow from making a decision that you won't repeat the same mistakes. But the moment you keep clinging to shame, you close the door to healing. You can't step into your future while being chained to the regrets of your past. Let go of what they said about you. Let go of who didn't believe in you. Let go of trying to prove yourself to people who were never qualified to validate you in the first place. Some of you are chasing approval from people who can't even see their own worth. You're seeking applause from a crowd that doesn't even understand your purpose. And every time you bend yourself to fit their definition, you lose a part of who you really are. Growth requires authenticity. It requires the courage to say, I don't need your permission to become who I was created to be. Sometimes growth feels like loneliness, and that's okay. Not everyone is meant to go where you're going. Some people are seasonal. Some connections expire. And that's not betrayal. That's alignment. That's the universe. That's God. That's life saying, you've outgrown this space. And when you don't let go, you shrink yourself to stay where you no longer belong. You start doubting your own instincts. You stay in rooms that were meant to be exited a long time ago. Don't fear the separation. Fear the stagnation that comes from staying stuck. You gotta release the version of you that keeps choosing comfort over calling. You know the one. The version of you that makes excuses, that avoids the hard things, that settles for what's easy and predictable. But growth demands discomfort, demands risk. It demands shedding old skin. You gotta kill the ego that says you got it all figured out. You gotta humble yourself enough to unlearn. The next level of your life won't come from what you know. It'll come from what you're willing to release. Let go of your timelines. Let go of how you thought it was supposed to happen. Life rarely unfolds the way we plan, and that's not failure. That's redirection. The delays, the detours, the closed doors, they're not setbacks, they're setups. But if you're too busy mourning what didn't go your way, you'll miss what's trying to unfold right in front of you. Growth requires trust. Trust that even when things don't make sense, they're still working in your favor. Trust that letting go isn't loss, it's preparation. Let go of your fear of failure. You will fall, you will stumble, but failing doesn't make you a failure. Quitting does. Growth is messy. It's not linear. It's full of breakdowns, breakthroughs, moments where you doubt everything, and then somehow you rise stronger than before. Stop being so afraid of falling that you never leap. Let go of the fear and embrace the process. Every misstep, every mistake, every challenge is shaping you. It's making you wiser, tougher, more resilient. Let go of trying to control everything. You can't grow if you're constantly trying to micromanage your journey. You got to surrender. That doesn't mean you don't put in the work. It means you stop forcing outcomes. You stop obsessing over every detail. You trust that what's meant for you won't miss you. You trust that when you show up with intention, the right doors will open. Letting go means understanding that your job is effort, not results. You plant the seeds, you water the ground, but you don't get to control the harvest. Let go of who you used to be. That version of you helped you survive, but now it's time to thrive. It's time to evolve. It's time to dream bigger, love deeper, speak louder, lie freer. You don't owe your old self anything. You owe your future self everything. So stop clinging to the identity you built from pain, from survival mode. You're not that person anymore. Growth means you become unrecognizable to those who only knew the broken version of you. And that's okay. You weren't put here to stay the same. You were born to evolve. You'll have to let go of needing all the answers. Growth is uncomfortable because it's uncertain. But just because you can't see the finish line doesn't mean you're lost. Sometimes the biggest breakthroughs come when you walk in faith, not clarity. You grow when you take steps with trembling hands and a steady heart. You grow when you keep going even when it's dark, even when it's scary, even when you're tired. Let go of the need for perfect condition. Growth doesn't wait for the stars to align. It thrives in chaos. Let go of comparison. Your journey is yours. Your path is unique. Stop measuring your progress by someone else's timeline. Just because they're ahead doesn't mean you're behind. You're not in competition with them. You're in competition with who you were yesterday. Let go of envy and choose inspiration. Let go of jealousy and choose admiration. Someone else's success isn't your failure. It's proof that it's possible. And finally, let go of the lie that you're not enough. That voice in your head that tells you you're not worthy, not capable, not deserving is lying. You are more powerful than you know. You are more equipped than you believe. And you are exactly where you need to be to take the next step. Growth starts with self-belief. Growth starts when you let go of doubt and start holding on to your dreams. You don't need to be perfect to begin. You just need to be willing. So today, make the decision. Let go to grow. Release what no longer serves you. Detach from what drains you. Walk away from what's keeping you small and step boldly into the unknown, because that's where transformation lives. That's where your best self is waiting. That's where you rise. Let go. Refocus on the mission. That's it. That's the call. Somewhere along the journey, you lost sight of what matters most. You were on fire once. You were locked in. You had clarity. You had direction, and your energy was aligned with your purpose. But life happened. Distractions came. You got busy chasing things that look good but didn't serve your calling. You got caught up in the noise, the comparison, the expectation, and now you feel lost. You feel like you're grinding but not growing. You're working but not winning. It's time to fix that. It's time to realign. It's time to refocus. You can't hit a target you can't see. You can't win a race if you don't even know what direction you're running in. Focus is everything. It's your superpower. The world is louder than ever. Notifications, opinions, drama, trends, negativity, all screaming for your attention. But your mission doesn't compete. Your mission is quiet. It doesn't yell. It whispers. It whispers, and if you don't get disciplined, you'll miss it. You'll be busy chasing 100 things and accomplishing nothing that matters. When you're unfocused, you burn out fast. You spend your energy on things that don't produce fruit. You give your best to people and places that don't pour back into you. You say yes to things that look impressive but leave you empty. You start measuring your success by other people's standards. Money, followers, fame, and you forget why you started in the first place. You were called for more than applause. You were created for more than hustle. You've got a mission, and until you get back to it, you'll always feel restless. Refocusing means removing. It means cutting off the excess. It means saying no unapologetically. Not because you're rude, not because you're selfish, but because you're focused. You can't do everything. You weren't built for that. You were built to do what you were called to do, and to do it with excellence. That means you have to protect your time, protect your mind, protect your peace. You don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing alignment over approval. The enemy of focus is distraction disguised opportunity. Just because something is good doesn't mean it's right for you. Some doors look beautiful but lead nowhere. Some connections feel exciting but drain your soul. You got to discern. You got to check your motives. Are you doing it because it's part of your mission, or are you doing it because you're afraid to miss out? Growth comes when you stop chasing what's popular and start pursuing what's purposeful. When you refocus, you simplify. You stop trying to be everything to everyone. You stop juggling things that don't belong in your hands. You streamline your schedule. You get intentional about your habits. You make room for the work that actually moves the needle. You start measuring success by progress, not perfection. You start showing up with purpose, not pressure. You let go of the noise and lean into necessity. Refocusing also requires remembering. Remember why you started. Remember what you said when no one believed in you. Remember the nights you cried yourself to sleep, but didn't quit. Remember the dream that kept you awake. Go back to that. Go back to the moment when your heart was on fire and your vision was clear. That moment wasn't random, it was divine. And if life distracted you from it, that's okay. But now it's time to return, not to who you were, but to who you were becoming. Your mission is not about being impressive. It's about being impactful, and impact takes focus. The most successful people in the world aren't the ones doing the most, they're the ones doing what matters most. They're the ones doing what matters most. They wake up with intention. They guard their focus like it's gold, because it is. You can lose money and get it back. You can lose friends and make new ones, but lose focus and you'll lose time. Time is the one thing you can't get back. So every day you waste on distractions, a day stolen from your destiny. You've got to train your focus. Every single day, recommit to the mission. Write it down. Speak it out loud. Visualize it. Meditate on it. Don't let it drift to the back of your mind. Keep it front and center. Keep it alive. Your mission needs your full attention. It needs your sacrifice. It needs your discipline. Some days it'll feel boring. Some days it'll feel hard. Some days you won't see the progress. Some days you won't see the progress. But that doesn't mean it's not working. Focus isn't about instant results. It's about consistent alignment. The world will try to convince you that you're behind, that you need to do more, be more, chase more. But real power is in restraint. Real growth is in saying, I don't need to do everything. I just need to do the right things. Don't let pressure push you into places your purpose never called you to be. Refocus. Slow down. Strip away the extra. Get locked in on what matters. Because when you're focused, you're powerful. When you're focused, you're dangerous. When you're focused, you're unstoppable. You're not too far gone. You haven't missed your moment. You just lost sight of mission for a while. And that's okay. It happens to all of us. But now it's time to refocus. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now, get quiet, get clear. Ask yourself the hard questions. What are you really building? Who are you becoming? What's distracting you? What needs to go? What do you need to return to? Refocusing means choosing vision over validation. It means getting comfortable being misunderstood. It means trusting your inner voice when the crowd gets loud. It means staying grounded when the world is spinning. It means looking beyond the lights, beyond the status, beyond the surface, and going deep into your calling, deep into your truth, deep into your gift. And don't wait until you feel ready. Refocus even if you're confused, even if you're scared, even if you're tired. Refocus when it's messy. Refocus when you're hurt. Refocus when you're doubting yourself. That's when it matters most. Your breakthrough isn't going to come from comfort. It's going to come from clarity, from eliminating distractions, from deciding every single day to return to the work that sets your soul on fire. You don't need more time. You need more focus. You don't need more motivation. You need more commitment. You don't need more talent. You don't need more talent. You need more clarity. Refocus. And when you do, you'll find something powerful happens. Your energy returns, your passion reignites, your direction sharpens, and you start moving with purpose again. So wherever you are in your journey, whether you're just starting out or trying to find your way back, this is your moment. Refocus on the mission, lock back in, eliminate what doesn't matter, reignite your why, and move forward like your future depends on it, because it does. You control the narrative. That's the truth. Even if you didn't realize it, no matter what's happened to you, no matter who hurt you, no matter how unfair life has been, you still get to decide what story you tell about it. You get to decide what it means. You get to decide whether it breaks you or builds you, whether it limits you or launches you, whether it defines you or refines you. That power belongs to you. And once you realize that, once you own it, everything begins to change. Because here's the reality. Life will throw things at you that you never asked for. You didn't choose the trauma. You didn't choose the betrayal. You didn't choose the broken family, the sickness, the setback, the poverty, the loss. But you do choose how you respond. You do choose what meaning you attach to those moments. That's the narrative. And too many people are walking around letting the past be their prison when it should be their platform. Too many people are living inside a story they didn't write. One that was forced on them, one that was shaped by pain instead of purpose. It's time to change that. It's time to take the pen, bang. Every day you wake up, you have two choices. You can let life write your story, or you can write it yourself. You can accept the script that fear hands you, or you can tear it up and write a new one. One that's based on truth, not trauma. One that's based on purpose, not pain. One that reflects where you're going, not just where you've been. And it doesn't matter how long you've been stuck. It doesn't matter how far you think you've fallen. You can change the story right now, not tomorrow. Not when you have more money, more confidence, more support. Now, because power doesn't come from waiting until conditions are perfect. Power comes from making the decision to stand in your truth and say, this is not how my story ends. You see, most people let other people write their story. They let their critics become their narrators. They let their wounds speak louder than their wisdom. They live in chapters that are already over. And because they never challenge the story, they never change the outcome. But your life will only grow to the level of the story you believe about yourself. If you believe you're broken, you'll live like it. If you believe you're powerless, you'll act like it. But if you believe you're powerful, if you believe you're chosen, equipped, anointed, you'll start walking different. You'll start talking different. You'll stop settling. You'll stop apologizing. You'll stop shrinking. Controlling the narrative means shifting the language you use. Stop saying I'm just. Stop saying it's too late. Every time you say those words, you reinforce a belief that weakens you. Start speaking life over yourself. Speak like someone who knows where they're going. Say, I'm growing. I'm learning. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting better. I've been through hell, but I'm still standing. I'm not defined by my scars. I'm fueled by them. That's the voice of someone who's taking back the pen. You gotta stop waiting for permission to rewrite your story. Nobody's going to come save you. Nobody's going to come rewrite the past. That's your job. That's your power. And yes, it takes courage. It takes a willingness to look your pain in the face and say, you're not the author of my life. It takes strength to confront the lies you believed and replace them with truth. But you are strong enough. You are worthy. You are more than what you've been through. Sometimes we get so used to a negative narrative that it becomes comfortable. We start to believe that we're cursed, that we'll always struggle, that we'll never be loved the way we deserve. But that's a lie. That's not your story unless you keep repeating it. You can rewrite the narrative starting today. You can flip the script. What once was your greatest pain can become your greatest purpose. What once held you down can now be the fuel that lifts you up. But you got to believe it. You got to speak it. You got to live it. Controlling the narrative doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It doesn't mean ignoring your pain. It means reframing your perspective. It means looking at the storm and saying, a storm didn't destroy me. It revealed me. It means seeing every scar not as something to hide, but something to hide, a reminder that you survived. A reminder that you're still here. It means choosing to see yourself not as a victim, but as a victor, not as damaged, but as a work in progress. Not as forgotten, but as chosen. And it's not a one-time thing. Controlling the narrative is a daily practice. Every morning you wake up and you choose the story. You reject the lies and choose the truth. You silence the inner critic and turn up the voice of hope. You stop scrolling through other people's lives and stop focusing on writing your own. You remind yourself, I am not what happened to me. I am not what they said. I am not my mistakes. I am not my worst day. I am the author of my next chapter. And it's going to be powerful. When you control the narrative, you stop chasing validation. You stop living for applause. You stop editing yourself to fit other people's expectations. You show up raw, real, authentic. You stop hiding your truth. You own your story, every messy, painful, beautiful part of it. And in doing so, you give others permission to own this too. You become a leader, a lighthouse for people still stuck in the dark. You want to change your life? Start by changing your narrative. Start by speaking like a person who knows their worth. Start by walking like someone who has nothing to prove, but everything to offer. Start by embracing every chapter of your life, the highs, the lows, the plot twists, as part of a masterpiece in progress. Because that's what you are, a masterpiece in motion, a story being written in strength and struggle and perseverance and grace. Don't let your past be the loudest voice in your life. Don't let one chapter become the whole book. Don't hand the pen to people who never believe in your ending. Take it back. Take it back today. Rewrite the narrative, reshape the meaning, redefine the moment, and remember, you are the author. You are the voice. You are the message, and your story isn't over. It's just getting started. Life is a journey filled with seasons, moments of highs and lows, breakthroughs and breakdowns. And one of the most powerful truths I've come to realize through my own story and the stories of others I've coached is this: growth requires discomfort. If you want to rise, you've got to stretch beyond your comfort zone. You've got to be willing to get uncomfortable, to embrace the pressure, and to lean into the pain that comes with transformation. You see, too many people want greatness without the grind. They want results without resistance. But the real growth, the kind of growth that builds character, legacy, and impact, only happens when you're willing to do what most people won't: step out of your comfort zone and into your calling. The problem is, we're conditioned to avoid pain. We're taught to seek pleasure, ease, convenience. We're told to play it safe, stick to what we know, and not take risks. And that mentality keeps so many people stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. They have dreams, but they stay trapped in jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, and habits that keep them small. Why? Because comfort is familiar. Comfort is easy, but comfort is also the enemy of progress. If you're not willing to feel some discomfort, then you're not ready for growth. Period. When I decided to take my life to the next level, I had to get uncomfortable. I had to wake up earlier than I wanted to. I had to study harder than I ever had before. I had to cut off relationships that were holding me back. I had to say no to distractions. I had to deal with my insecurity, face my failures, and accept responsibility for my future. That wasn't easy. It hurt. It stretched me. But guess what? That pressure made me stronger. That pain made me wiser. That discomfort made me who I am today. And if you're serious about rising, about becoming who you were born to be, then you gotta walk that same path. You don't grow when things are easy. You grow when you face adversity. You grow when you're pushed to your limits. You grow when you fail and get back up. You grow when you do what scares you. That's why discomfort is your friend, not your enemy. Discomfort is the training ground of champions. Every successful person you admire had to go through something. They didn't get there by staying comfortable. They got there by choosing growth over ease. And you got to do the same. Maybe you're in a season right now where everything feels hard. Maybe you're confused, exhausted, discouraged. And you're asking yourself, why is this happening to me? But I want you to shift that perspective. Stop asking, why me? And start asking, what is this trying to teach me? Because the struggle is shaping you. The storm is strengthening you. The fire is forging you into something greater. But only if you don't run from it. Only if you lean into it. That pressure you feel, that's potential being born. That pain you feel, that's purpose breaking through. Don't resist it, embrace it. You have to train your mind to see discomfort as an opportunity. When something feels hard, when something challenges you, when something scares you, that's a signal you're growing. That's a sign you're stepping into a new level. And yes, it's going to stretch you. It's going to demand more of you. But it's also going to reveal more of you. There's a version of you inside that you haven't met yet. A version filled with power, discipline, courage, and resilience. But that version doesn't show up in comfort. That version shows up in the grind. That version is activated by pressure. I tell people all the time, don't run from the work. Don't run from the pain. Run to it. Because what you run from, you never conquer. What you avoid, you never overcome. But what you face head on, you gain power over. That's why pain is not punishment, it's preparation for what's next, for who you're becoming, for what you're building. But you gotta be willing to sit in the fire. You gotta be willing to feel the burn, not just for a moment, but for as long as it takes to transform. When a seed is planted, it doesn't become a tree overnight. It goes through a process. It's buried in dirt. It's pressed down. It's covered in darkness. But in that dark place, under pressure, it begins to break open. Roots start to form. Life starts to take shape. And eventually it pushes through the soil and rises. That's your story too. You're not buried. You're planted. And if you stay in the soil long enough, if you embrace the discomfort of the process, you will rise. But you can't abort the process. You can't escape the discomfort. That's what's growing you. This is the time to reset your mindset. Refocus on your goals. Rise to the level of your potential. Not the version of you that's comfortable, but the version of you that's committed. Committed to growth. Committed to progress. Committed to becoming. Because when you're truly committed, discomfort doesn't scare you. It motivates you. It reminds you that you're moving. It reminds you that you're in the game. That you're not standing still. You're climbing. You're evolving. So the next time life gets hard, the next time you're tempted to quit, the next time you feel the discomfort, don't shrink. Don't retreat. Don't retreat. Dig deeper. Push harder. Stay locked in. Remind yourself this pain is temporary, but the growth is permanent. This discomfort is real, but so is your destiny. And you've come too far, fought too hard, and prayed too long to give up now. Let this be your declaration. I will no longer fear discomfort. I will welcome it because I know what it's doing in me. I know what it's producing. I know what it's preparing me for. That mindset will change your life. That mindset will take you places talent never could. That mindset will open doors you never imagined, because greatness isn't born in comfort. It's born in commitment, forged in fire, and fueled by a refusal to settle. Discomfort is the birthplace of destiny, so rise through it, grow through it, and watch what happens when you stop playing small and start living bold.